Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope everybody had a fantastic day. And so let's jump into it. Let's talk about trades that closed out. So let's go over Bitcoin here. So this was my first price target right here, and this is a Bitcoin futures chart, so it's going to be a different price than spot price, but right here, right around 83,500. That was my first target, and that's where I closed out the options contracts in BITX. Those were December 20th expiration, $33 strike price. Those were originally $5.30 was the average cost. I closed those out for $12.35, which is 133% gain. And clearly, as you can see here, the price of Bitcoin continued to rally drastically throughout the day, which those options contracts increased about another like 40 or 50% when I looked at them. That's kind of a lot to leave on the table. However, it's an important thing. It's an important kind of psychological lesson where it hits the price target and I get out. I have no qualms about it, and that's it. Hit the price target, happy with the gain. The trade worked out in my favor. Just clearly has lots of strength and blasted straight through this first target. But I still have, a large equity position in BitX. So there will be another pullback. And when price is this crazy, I always am expecting when a pullback comes, it will be, a pretty big one. So that's okay. That's just what I expect. Could be completely wrong, but that's just where I kind of set my expectations. Good trade. If we want to talk about, so last night I did that video on position sizing. Those option contracts that I was in for BitX represented 5% NLV of the account. So sweet, killer, it's a very good position size. Now that equity position in BITX at this point probably represents maybe 20 or something like that, 20% or so NLV. So now we'll just talk about BitX. Yeah, what a wild day. That's a pretty huge gain there. That's equity position of average cost basis is $33.07. I added to this again today. I added to it on Friday, added again today. This goes back to, wow, look at that volume. This goes back to the rule of you force money into your winners. Wow. Yeah, so double what the average volume is, double. Wow. So force money into your winners. That's what I do. That's what all the grades do. So that's why I do it. Okay. Bitcoin. Let's talk about where I see the price of Bitcoin. And as if this is an unsustainable move. The answer is no. It's not an unsustainable move. You had, gosh, I don't want to take this away. Okay, so my second price target is going to be right around $100,000. On a previous video, I was discussing how this is probably one of the most beautiful looking charts I've seen, not to mention all the fundamental reasons for being in Bitcoin, which I won't go over now, but maybe that could be for another video. But just strictly on the technical analysis, you have from, let's say here, and sorry guys, this Fibonacci lines are going to be really difficult to see, but let's say right here. So we'll even give it a whole nother month. So that was 4/8 of this year. So what's that? 7 months of a base. Wow, that's a long time. Yeah. So, the old saying goes, the bigger the base, the higher in space. This has a lot of room to run. A lot. All right. So, any major pullbacks, which there will be plenty. If you guys have missed out on this, don't worry. There'll be plenty more time to get in. It's all good. And there will be pullbacks. Those are to be bought big time. All right. Moving on. XLF. So XLF is getting pretty close to where my price target is, my second price target. Now, still, good volume. Those calls are January 17 expiration and the $45 strike price. Those were $2.88, and those are currently $5.45. I'm still in this. This looks fantastic. Let's go over some of the holdings in this fund. Berkshire Hathaway looks good to me. That's the largest holding. So that still looks good. JP Morgan looks good. It's in some sort of consolidation period here. Totally normal. Goldman Sachs, which I have an equity position in this, and wow, this is at a new all-time high today. That's fantastic. Wow. My equity position in this is back here at 459. Yeah, right here. So that's sweet. That's killer. So Goldman Sachs is in there. Visa and MasterCard. Visa, new all-time high. Wow. MasterCard, new all-time high. Yeah. So that's why I'm still in XLF, because everything in the fund looks fantastic. Gosh. Yeah, lots of good things happening. If you think this is some sort of overreaction to the Trump victory, I don't think so. And we can go over why, but I'll go over why kind of at the end of this video. Okay. Now, moving on to NASDAQ, I believe that there is a pullback that has probably started. It wouldn't surprise me if there was one. Some sort of consolidation, some sort of pullback. Today, here, this seemed kind of nasty, but it really wasn't, This really wasn't that big of a deal, and it did look like it was on pretty heavy volume, but that's totally orderly. It's all good, healthy. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. No clue. So I'm still in that NASDAQ position. So Apple had, I think, a pretty big down day. But anyways, as our January 17 expiration, $84 strike price, and that's for the leveraged NASDAQ fund, which is this one. And those are $6.70. Those are currently $6.77. And then I have a debit spread that's on as well. December 13 is the expiration. $80 strike price is the long call. $90 strike price is the short call. That's up slightly, essentially flat, really. So let's look at some of these indexes here. Yeah, looks like a pullback could be started. Or starting. Yeah, it looks like it could. Let's go over to the Russell. Man, what an amazing day for Russell. That's awesome. You love to see this, you know. I even though people like to clown on the Russell 2000 for being all horrible companies, you know, it represents more of the economy and like kind of more of America. So you like to see Russell 2000 doing well. Also broadening out. So now let's talk about kind of why I think there's still more room to run and this isn't an overreaction. Now in the short term, it very well could be an overreaction. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. But longer term, so Trump's tax cuts. So Trump, if he can slash corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%, estimates that 1% point cut in corporate tax rate would boost the S&P earnings per share by about 1%. So this could significantly boost corporate profits. Obviously, that's good for asset prices or stock prices. Where is it going with this? Oh, yes. Now, I think it's I know for sure over the last 2 quarters. I don't know if it's been 3 quarters at this point, but over the last at least 2 quarters, the earnings for the S&P 500 have been dropping. And stocks are still performing very well. So, you know, I've seen people take a bearish approach on that and say that markets are irrational. And in order to make that claim of markets are irrational, you have to know what every single market participant is thinking and how every single market participant around the entire world is reacting and what's in their head. Is it solely on emotion? So anyways, my point being, I don't really like that argument because there's another good saying that says markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So that essentially means whether you think a market is irrational or not doesn't matter. So where are we going with this? Yes, markets are forward looking. So if you have earnings that have been coming down over the last couple quarters and stock prices are still doing fine and the market doesn't care, I don't care. But it also gives me optimism for the future, and that once they do start turning around, then you could expect the price of stocks to do even better and defy logic there. Okay, so all right, let's go over maybe tomorrow I could talk more, because I would imagine tomorrow will be kind of muted, maybe not too much going on. So maybe tomorrow we can kind of talk more about Trump trades and what the future can hold. But so let's look at some other things here. So wheat and corn. I will be looking to short these, I think. I don't know exactly. Maybe not. We will see. Oil. definitely at some point we'll be shorting oil. I don't think here. I don't think here. Oil. Okay, so then let's go over XBI. So this is a trade that I'm really excited about. Everybody's talking about financial services and small caps for this, incoming administration, which is an obvious trade. I think the less obvious trade is biotech. A couple reasons for it, but just really, you have rates that are coming down. I don't know, are real rates coming down? Not really. But anyways, so you have the Fed funds that are coming down. Oil, there should be downward pressure on oil, which all bodes really well for biotech. Not to mention this beautiful base here in biotech. So if this can start getting some sort of upward momentum, I believe this could be a good trade. And it looks like it's kind of pulling back, which is awesome. Yeah, like I said, I would be looking to get into this more around 100, 101 or something, or if it could move sideways, right? I have no clue what the future is going to hold, but there will be a better entry point than here. Let's go over gold and silver. So, man, gold just getting smashed again. Just none of this is surprising. Gold, silver, smashed. Let's look at copper. Not looking good. Let's see what utilities are looking like. Not good. Utilities looking not good. All right, so let's go over some mega cap tech companies here. So Apple had a pretty decent recovery today, but it's kind of been living below the 50-day moving average. That is never a good sign. 50-day moving average is usually the line in the sand. Everybody pays attention to the 50-day moving average. That's a huge thing. All institutional investors do. Everybody does. It's kind of a known rule. Let's see, Microsoft here. Yeah, see, it's struggling. The gap down, and it couldn't fill the gap, and it's starting to roll over. Obviously this could turn back around and just go crazy, right? You never know, but this is not a sign of strength, it's a sign of weakness. Amazon, yeah, nice little pullback starting. That's cool. That's awesome. Nvidia was down pretty big today. This is one of my larger positions. I think it's my second largest position. Yeah, down 1.5%. How's the volume? It's whatever. Nvidia, let's see how AMD is doing. It's quite remarkable how poor AMD is doing, and investors should be pissed. If I was a shareholder or board member, I would be so pissed that in the greatest bull market for AI, AMD misses earnings. Like, that's just insane to me. It is insane that they could pull off such a blunder like that. I mean, that CEO's got to go. I've never been a fan, and now it's just horrible. Let's see. So you have all these Bitcoin miners that are going crazy. You guys know how I feel about just if you're bullish on the underlying, just go along the underlying. But you'll get these crazy moves, right? You do have a chance to outperform, sure. That is true, but you also have a chance to significantly underperform as well. Um, so yeah, cool. The CEO of Marathon, he's cool. He's a good CEO. Although they started pulling some, like a quarter ago or something like that. They started mining another crypto other than Bitcoin. Horrible mistake. It's extremely dumb to do that. It's kind of like diversifying away from the leader is just always dumb. But regardless, that CEO, he's a good CEO. I don't know why he made that decision. I have no clue. But whatever. CleanSpark. CleanSpark is a good company. They have a pretty low cost to mining Bitcoin, and look for CleanSpark to continue to kick butt. HUD 8 is the best looking Bitcoin miner. Why? I don't know. I know about Marathon, I know about CleanSpark, don't know about HUD 8. But the good thing about technical analysis is sometimes you just really don't need to. You can just look at the chart and be like, this is clearly the best looking chart, and they've been performing the best. They've outperformed everybody. Riot seems like a pretty good company. I know they spend a lot of money. So probably more than they should. I would not be invested in Riot. But I do believe that they could turn it around. I mean, shoot, who knows? Maybe all this money will pay off and they'll be the winner. You don't really know. But as of now, CleanSpark, Marathon, and Hut is better than Riot. Although really cool people that work at Riot though. I don't really know anything about their leadership, but I know management, some of them, cool guys. Tesla, bang, still ripping. Wow. That's awesome for Elon. I have no position in Tesla. Geo, still ripping. Like, wow. Imagine going from $14 to 27 in 4 days. That's a good return there for their shareholders. Robinhood. This is cool. This is awesome to see. Robinhood. I was in Robinhood all in here and got stopped out and just have missed the boat. Haven't got back in. But this is a huge base and an early uptrend. So again, nobody knows, but if this uptrend can continue, there will be so much time to get into this. Coinbase. Coinbase is a platform I have never ever once used. Yep, never ever one time have I used Coinbase. I know a lot of people that don't like the platform, but chart looks okay. It's kind of jaggy, a little funky. That's another play that you can do for Bitcoin. Some industrials here. We got Train still kicking butt. Love to see that. Caterpillar looks good. Love to see that. That's awesome. Wow. XLI all-time highs. That's so cool. This is good. This is good to see. The huge broadening out in markets. Infrastructure plays, small caps, financials are performing well. Train, it's good to see for the economy. You love to see these things, and their investors, shareholders, people like me and you, that like work hard, they work for Train. It's not easy work, and they're getting rewarded handsomely, so it's awesome. Love to see that. What else? What's going on with my video game plays? This is a no-go right here, but wow, look at that strength. Yeah, see, money's moving into these video games. I wonder what's up with that. I really have no clue. But I mean, look at this. Look at how tight this is right here. Wow. Yeah. See, these are worth watching. I mean, this is another thing people aren't talking about. Video games and biotech, but video games clearly have money going into it. I don't know why. But again, you don't need to know why. What else? Oh, shoot. Okay, last thing, and then I gotta run. MSOS, I said below $5. I'm out of here. And I did at $4.70, 65, 70, 460, 70-ish, which is a loss for 8.3%. This position was a starter position right here and a low conviction trade. I had 1% of the portfolio in this ish, 2%. It was a very small loss overall. It's all good. Keep the losses small. Now, the number one mistake I did when I said, maybe this seems overdone to me. Two mistakes. One, I said this seems overdone to me. Which is an important reminder that my opinion on markets means absolutely nothing. It is completely meaningless because I thought that a minus 28% move in a single day was overdone. Market said, so there's one. And two, I never go long underneath the 200-day moving average 99% of the time. And so that was a rule that I had broke, and the market said, get humbled. So that's it. Tomorrow should be another pretty chill day. So yeah, should be pretty chill. And I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow.